here we all are, 20-odd years later, and we're both still involved politically in kind of looking out for each other. Today I pay tribute especially to the most committed of them all, Michael O'Connor, who has been my closest confidant since those heady days.
I think karma changes everybody, does it? Julie's no exception to that.
I'm not naive, I'm not Doris Day, who's, just somehow parachuted into Canberra. I had to fight hard to get peace elected. I had to play a factional game to do that. I had to count numbers. I had to make deals. And I'd do all of that again tomorrow if I needed to.
From where I come from, the answer to people like Julie Gillard becoming leader is always no. She's a lefty, I'm not. And so there's a natural suspicion.
Julia Gillard's from a breakaway faction of the Victorian left. She didn't have the backing of the New South Wales right, which has helped leaders, for instance, Kevin Rudd, Kim Beazley, Paul Keating.
She rose gradually and then suddenly had this great growth spurt. One of the most important issues for any government, federal or state, is when Tony Abbott was health minister, Julia Gillard was the shadow minister.
Someone who is a Catholic.
I'm not saying I'm not asking you.
I say
Abbott's out there for a doorstop where he'll be complaining that everybody's being mean to him because he's a Catholic. It's just nonsense. So I'm going to walk out and just say, Tony, this isn't about you. Try and get him off talking about himself. Oh, come on, mate. Be lucky to make question time at this rate.
sorry to hold you up, Julia.
How long's it take? How long's it take? Suppose he's been out here telling you how it's all about him and all about how people are being nasty to him and all about how people are talking about whether he's a Catholic or not.
When I think the Jew is going to go on attack, I feel rather sorry for Tony Abbott. In fact, I feel rather sorry for anybody.
They want to spend 3 times more than the Industrial Relations campaign, 7 times more than the last so-called Strengthening Medicare campaign to tell us they're doing a good job in health. They're just not, and they shouldn't be wasting that money on advertising.
But Julie makes up her mind if he gets what she wants.
Julia is a very tough competitor. I think she obviously is one of those people who could well lead the Labor Party one day.
Personally, what I think about Tony Abbott, I think he's a sort of likeable, knockabout Australian character, but he's a deeply eccentric human being, and I think that shows in a lot of his public policy pronouncements.
Do you like him, Tony?
I think I'm a much more normal person than Tony Abbott.
I don't think any of us are all that normal, but I think when it comes to the abnormalcy stakes, Julia and I probably both have our moments.
Radio National News. Right, about the Abbott story. Somewhat ironically for someone who's ended up in the position I am now, I am a shy person. I think it probably does take me a bit of time to open up to people. Maybe politics puts an extra layer of, kind of armour on the outside because you know what it can be like.
Like all front benches, I think Julia needs someone out of a suitcase. That's the impression I get. I think it puts a strain on their personal lives. It must be very difficult. Julia doesn't have children. I think it'd be really hard to have a family in 6 months. I've seen a lot of males who want to juggle very well.
I never thought Julia was married. Well, none of my children married. Julia, I think she was about 18. She said, I don't want children. No, I never want children.
I suspect if I had made a different set of choices, I would have been a very conservative parent. I'm kind of full of admiration for women who can mix it together, working and having kids, but I'm not sure I could have. There's something in me that's focused and single-minded, and if I was going to do that, I'm not sure I could have done this.
I'm Malcolm.
Hello.
Thank you. It's like
My father
not a shadow of doubt that she has all the makings of a future leader. But her problem is she's a woman, she's unmarried, she doesn't have children. For some reason, that is an issue in Australian politics.
A supreme parliamentary performer, probably one of the more fearful opponents for the government, I suggest.
Perhaps I am a little bit tougher than I was. That in a lot of ways, I guess, is the process of politics. You do see some of the worst aspects of human behaviour on display. I guess these things are always about power and position, and who should be leader of the Labor Party.
Today's address is not only timely in the general sense, but particularly so for this week. Please welcome Gillard.
There is no greater blood sport than Labor Party politics. And Julia came through that, I think, because she was extremely articulate, had a really good personality. Loyalty in politics is rare, but I think it's a quality. We'd always hope that Julia would continue to be a very loyal person.
She's always aspired to the leadership. She's always understood that she could take it. It's just about choosing that right moment for her. She certainly considered it in opposition after Mark Latham disappeared from the political landscape.
Thank you. What about you, Julia? How are you feeling? I'm feeling good, thank you.
Kevin Rudd, really, Gillard, are not obvious partners or allies. But what happens in these circumstances is that people do get welded together out of the political necessities of the times that emerge.
Kevin Rudd was constantly in the media. He'd never miss an opportunity to let everyone know that he was talented and ambitious.
I found out just before we came on here from Kevin Starper that he's celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary this weekend. So congratulations, mate.
Happy anniversary, darling.
Kevin Rudd certainly was getting a lot of points on the scoreboard with his prosecution of the AWB scandal.
New evidence has emerged showing just how closely the Howard government was working with AWB, even as the UN prepared to bring down its findings on the company's kickbacks to Saddam Hussein.
I mean, for goodness sake, the bottom line is the government interested in the truth or not?
I mean, I know we're trying to use the term a blind bastard, but I wonder, given the length of that question, whether you just finish it after the dot point.
I'm all happy with that.
Kevin's been focused on the wheat board scandal since it first broke.
This is the whole point of this bit, too.
Okay. You made that up.
I'll make something up, but not that.
If you're going to mount a parliamentary attack, you need the sort of line shadow minister to be absolutely the master of the detail, and Kevin is.
We've got everyone swearing on stacks of Bibles about the second paragraph.
It is easy to get lost in the detail when I've spent endless hours late into the night studying it, and Kevin has been. The more into the detail you get, sometimes the harder it is to see the big picture.
This morning, Kevin Rudd finally told Kim Beazley to his face that he wanted his job.
We saw Kim Beazley as the Labor man and Rudd as someone who doesn't quite get it, different in his beliefs, and far away from the political beliefs that we believe Julia had that she can get.
I had some very loyal supporters of John Brayton when I was opposition leader. And I also had some very effective people who were not so supportive, and she was one of them.
Kevin Rudd wanted the leadership. Julia wanted the leadership. Julia came to the conclusion that that was not going to be possible. So their marriage was formed as a marriage of convenience. She was able to deliver him crucial votes. Julia knows it. Kevin Rudd knows it.
The Federal Labor Party has again taken the plunge into the unknown, electing Kevin Rudd as its new leader.
Kevin Rudd emerged victorious with his new deputy, Julia Gillard, who was elected unopposed.
Rudd was popular in the polls at that time, and if you've got the numbers in politics, you're in. And perhaps that provided a better avenue for Julia Gillard to progress her political career, but I would have much preferred Julia's loyalty to have remained with the things that I'd always hoped that she believed in.
I didn't agree, for example, yesterday when Kevin from Queensland described John Howard as a clever politician. I describe him as an anti-union bastard of the last generation and a skid mark on the bedsheet of Australian politics.
Dean Mile is not what Kevin Rudd's Labor wants to promote as the modern face of the Labor movement. Today, the Labor leader moved quickly to limit the damage.
I've earlier this morning directed the National Secretary of the Australian Labor Party to